Okay, I thought that the H's were small like the G's, but they are, decent sized. Some of that's because some of these actual albums are bigger. But yeah, okay. So let's jump right in. Starting out the H's with some more ska, we've got Half Past Two. Now, this is one of those deals where it's really kind of two EPs on one record. This had been out for a while when I found Half Past Two, so I am really glad that I was able to get a copy. So, on one side, it's got Camp Slush Tone. On the other side, it's got Mastering Karate. I don't actually remember if this is a colored vinyl or if it's black. So let's explore that together, shall we? It looks like it is black, I think. Yep, black vinyl. So if you've never heard Half Past Two is like really poppy, fun ska. I think Half Past Two brings a lot of the fun to the ska. Like, if you listen to ska in the 90s, not to say that there weren't like serious ska bands, but one of the things that I always enjoyed about ska back then was the fun, and Half Past Two has a lot of that fun, while also having some pretty serious messages at times, and I'm thankful for that. And Tara and Max, a couple of people in the band that I've been very lucky to get to talk to here and there, really genuine, kind people. Also in the H's. Woo, huh. You know what? You know what? I don't think I showed one of my G's. So if you missed this, like, this is just going to be thrown in. I'm not even going to grab it. There was a Judy Garland record that did not get shown in the G's. So there's a Judy Garland record. Yeah, anyway. I'm not going to go get it. So Half Past Two's newest album, self-titled album, and at this point I want to say it's like a little over a year old. I couldn't tell you exactly what date this came out. I'm having a hard time. I was trying to... There is an insert. I was trying to get this out without bending it up too much. It's got lyrics and a picture and all that, which is great. And then this really nice blue color I really loved. This album is Fuego. It is good stuff. I really, really like it. So if you haven't had a chance to hear them, even though the vinyl's no longer available, definitely encourage you to go online. This has Scratch CD, Mean Green, Some Nights, Shine, a lot of great tracks, and they do great videos too, really fun. And again, Tara and Max, great people. So Half Past Two. All right, next one is Glenn Hansard. Oh, this makes sense. This is why the H's are bigger. Glenn Hansard, one of my all-time favorite musicians. Love Glenn Hansard so much. I'm going to pause because my dog is trying to get us to let her out again. I tell you what, if you have kids and a dog, very difficult to get a video done, but we carry on. So Glenn Hansard, one of my all-time favorite musicians, used to be in an Irish band called The Frames, was in a band for a while called The Swell Season, starred in the movie once, the movie The Commitments, phenomenal Irish musician, storyteller. This particular album is called Rhythm and Repose. I think I got this off of Kings Road merch is where I ordered this from. Some of them I got off Kings Road merch, some of them I ordered off his website, some of them I ordered off Amazon. But really great album. This has High Hope, Bird of Sorrow. Those are Philander, and Song of Good Hope. These are, man, he's just got a killer voice. So this is Black Vinyl. He's got a killer voice. One of my all-time favorite musicians. I recorded a podcast a couple days ago that really should have come out 2 days ago, or yesterday. And in it, we talk quite a bit about Glenn Hansard and the Swell Season and how I genuinely think he's one of the musicians, if not the musician, that when he does pass, I will mourn the most because he means so much to me. This is a little EP on vinyl, Drive All Night. It's got 4 tracks, Drive All Night, Pennies in the Fountain, Renata, and Step Out of the Shadows. I think this is also Black Vinyl, and it is. So... Glenn Hansard again, Drive All Night. This is another Glenn Hansard album. This one is Didn't He Ramble is the name of this one. No, A Season on the Line, but the track is Didn't He Ramble. This is another EP, so this has really just a few tracks on it. Didn't He Ramble, Way Back and the Way Back, Way Back and the Way Back When, Let Me In, and Return. So this is another EP on vinyl. And Didn't He Ramble is definitely the lead single on this, but again, great album. Glenn Hansard can basically do no wrong in my eyes. Next one. This is Glenn Hansard. This Wild Willing. And this is a full length. So this has I'll Be You, Be Me, Don't Settle, Fool's Game, Race to the Bottom, The Closing Door, Brother's Keeper, Mary, Threading Water, Weight of the World, Who's Gonna Be Your Baby Now, Good Life of Song, and Leave a Light. So this is a double LP, gatefold. Again, black vinyl, I believe. Double check. Yeah, black vinyl. Got lyrics on the sleeves. Got this gorgeous picture on the inside. Yeah. And on the back, there's kind of a detailed, kind of like Glenn talking about like why he made this album and what he was kind of going through when he made it. So, Glenn Hansard, The Wild Willing. And Glenn's kind of like Ryan Adams in a way, not quite as prolific, but there's just so many albums that I want that are attached to him. So this one was a little bit more expensive and harder to order, but this one is Glenn Hansard live at the Sydney Opera House. And this one really was sold to support charity. And this one has a lot of hits on it because it's a live performance. It's got Winning Streak, When Your Mind's Made Up, Lowly Deserter, Way Back in the Way Back When, which I was talking about a minute ago, Falling Slowly. And there is like a traditional song on here that's in Gaelic, which is pretty gorgeous. Bird of Sorrows on here. It's a gatefold. So we've got this great picture, and on the inside we've got a little bit of a, what's been going on. And this one is not black vinyl, if I remember correctly. This one is a clear vinyl. And I had to order this one from overseas, but it was worth it for me because, again, Glenn Hansard, one of my all-time favorites. So very glad to have that. And then we have, this is a killer album. Ben Harper, Both Sides of the Gun. This album we sold when I worked at Starbucks, and it's really got two very different albums. And I'm pretty sure this is just on black vinyl. And it has lyric sheets on each side, yeah. So the first album is a very like mellow, beautiful, orchestral kind of vibe to it. And there's a song on that album that's called Morning Yearning, which is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. Absolutely astounding. And then the other side is much more like a rock and roll. It's more political in its lyrics. There's a song called Both Sides of the Gun. There's a song called Black Rain. Both really strong lyrics in those songs. And I really love this album. I'm so glad that I got this album. Ben Harper, amazing musician. And just a real different vibe than a lot of what I've got. So next up, we have Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass Band. Greatest hits. Actually, this is one that I'm pretty sure that my mom found for me. It actually is a gatefold, which is kind of fun. And the record, I'm sure it's black vinyl. I don't even have to take out because this is an old pressing. I'm trying to see if I can find a year on there very quickly without taking too long. And I cannot. But it's a greatest hits album. So, fun stuff. If you don't know Herb Alpert, you've probably heard Spanish Flea and Whipped Cream, a couple of those other tracks on there. Fun stuff. Then Getting back in the ska of it, the ska swing. We've got Hey Smith, Life in the Sun, World Edition. Definitely ordered this straight from, I was going to say Bruce Lee Band, Asian Man Records. Mike Park, really a phenomenal businessman who does a great job getting records out, and they're well, like, you know, when you get a record from him, it's going to come cared for, like it's treated well. You know what I mean? So let's see here. This one, oh, I forgot about this, is really kind of gorgeous purpley. Look at it, it's so purpley. So, fun album there. If you've never heard Hey Smith, good night. Mike Park takes better care of the records than I apparently am right now. But if you've never heard Hey Smith, Japanese ska band, really phenomenal. And yeah, one of those that you definitely will be glad that you add to your collection if you get a chance to add them to your collection. And I will, as soon as I can get this in its protective sleeve, I will tell you the my favorite track on this. Maybe I will. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how hard this is for me to put a sleeve on a record. All right, there we go. Hey, there we go. Don Da Don. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but that's a great track. I Will Follow Him. Great track. Don't Try So Hard. Great track. Thank You for Being My Friend. Great track. Yeah, lots of good stuff there. Hey Smith. Getting close. Now these are a couple big ol' LPs. Hillsong United. People. This is... I don't think I spent like a ton to get this. I don't think there were a lot of options that were cheaper, to be fair. There's like some pictures. There's a download card. This one came with a slip mat. Then we've got the record itself, which I'm pretty sure is just black vinyl for people. Yeah. So Hillsong United is a worship band based out of Australia. It's Hillsong Church's, really, I believe it was sort of their youth worship band. Excuse me. I really grew up listening to this band. They've meant a lot to me. Their songs have meant a lot to me. Unfortunately, Hillsong has a pretty bad reputation now due to a couple of documentaries that have really exposed a lot of bad things that were going on in that church, and it's really heartbreaking. But the music has still meant a lot to me. And it's one of those things where, like, you know, when you love a work of art, but you don't necessarily love all the people that were a part of it. For Hillsong United, the band, as far as I know, I don't have any problems with anyone in the band themselves, but it's sort of tainted in some way because it's connected to that church. But the art still means something, so I hold on to that art and let it impact me and mean what it means to me. Pardon me. Which is one of the reasons I ordered their newest one, which is called Are We There Yet? There were several songs on here that were just really deeply meaningful to me. This is a triple LP. I don't think I'm going to take out all 3 discs. I think I just got, the black one. Again, because this is expensive, man. I'll tell you, Hillsong United, love them, but their albums are expensive. And then really sad about this one, it came pretty beat up, to be honest. Crumpled up in this corner, crumpled up in this corner, and this corner. 3 out of 4 corners, really beat up. But it's still a really good album, and specifically there's a song on here called Chariot that I really, really love. That means quite a bit to me. So, yeah, Hillsong United. Are We There Yet? And I believe my last H... this cannot be... they're in different places. So I was going to say, this can't be my last album because I know I have 3 albums by this person. But I will say that in all of these vinyl record collection videos, I've been going through the main part of the collection. But once I get through everything else, like A through Z, there's going to be a few more videos because there's going to be one that is my Christmas albums, one that is children's albums, one that is soundtracks, one that is compilations, and one that is my 7-inch records. So there's about 5 more videos at the end. So kind of a hint that Whitney Houston, I'm going to have one in the Christmas album and one in the soundtracks. So, but this is I Will Always Love You, the very best of Whitney Houston. Now, my wife is not as much of a music person as I am. But if you want to get her excited, you play 90s R&B or 80s R&B. And all of a sudden she perks up and has all this energy and wants to sing it with you. Beautiful purple vinyl, by the way. And her absolute favorite is Whitney Houston. So this is an album I bought really for my wife. And when I put it on, all of a sudden she's a part of listening to the music, which I love. Everything's better when I share it with my wife. So that's the H's. That's the H's. There's a few I's, some J's coming up, and we're going to keep it going, but that's it for now.